Texas. So today's a travel day. We're headed from Amarillo to Arkansas, and travel days are kind of boring sometimes, and so we decided that instead of vlogging today, we are going to create a video about how to do a road trip safely amongst the pandemic.
Here we go.
But first, you guys know us. We're passing through Clarendon, so we have one stop to make.
We got our Clarendon's Donuts and the best bacon, egg, and cheese croissant in the world. See our donut holes? And that brings us to tip number 1 for traveling during COVID. Always plan ahead. Always plan your route, plan where you're staying, have a plan B, even a plan C sometimes, because if you're like us, you might get somewhere like Arizona and your trip goes nothing as planned, so you need to have some backup options. Plus, planning ahead sometimes can land you at these random hole-in-the-wall places that are actually really awesome. Also, plan extra time when you're traveling because lines are longer and waits are longer, and you might be somewhere for a bit more time than you originally thought.
So we made it to Dallas, finally. It's nice and warm. We're wearing t-shirts and shorts, but that's gonna bring us tip number 2 for a safe road trip during the coronavirus times, and that is call ahead. So you wanna call your destinations before you leave, so you can have plenty of heads up to make alternate plans as possible. But you also wanna call right before you arrive because things may have changed from the time you left and the time you arrived. Another good thing to do is to check the local websites. A lot of their COVID-19 regulations and rules are posted there ahead of time, so you can know what you're getting into and prepare for it. This reminds me of a story of when we were in Alabama. If you haven't seen the Alabama video, check it out. We had planned to camp at a certain campsite, and when we got to Birmingham, we realized that they were closed due to COVID, and there wasn't any kind of notification on their website or anything like that. They literally just left and put a closed sign up. And so we had to make last minute decisions, and we ended up staying in a hotel, which cost extra money, and so we were pretty bummed. But we could have avoided that if we had just called ahead. So that's why you want to call ahead, both right before you leave for your trip and right before you arrive to the destination.
One of my favorite things about traveling through Texas is that we get to stop at our favorite chain of gas stations, Buc-ee's, of course. And that brings me to point number 3 for traveling during coronavirus. Always have extra Germ-X and extra masks with you. We put masks in almost all of our bags, in our tent, in our console, in our glove box because, I mean, we've all lost them, right? And Germ-X. If you're like us and you're spending more time in state parks and national parks, you will find that a lot of places run out of soap quickly or they just don't have it at all. So, Germ-X for the win. Also, check ahead to see where you're going, like what the mask requirements are and all of the COVID precautions, because some places are requiring masks, some aren't. But even if they aren't requiring them, it is still up to you to make the best choice for you and your family.